I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you to the Sparks and Chips channel. My name is Stacy. This video is really an introduction for us about what we do with the Sparks and Chips blog. That is located at sparksandchips.com. There's several projects that we've done already on that blog and a few things that we've talked about. This video is really to introduce our video channel and here on YouTube. So we would like to welcome you to our channel. And I do apologize for some of the hiccups and ands and uhs that are going to take place. This is really a chance for us to get our feet wet and learn as we go along. That's the best way to do things. So what do we do at Sparks and Chips? Well, that's a very good question. We cover a lot of territory, really, and it mainly has to do with the fact that we've got a lot of different interests with the channel and personal interests as well. My son and I are the primary contributors to the channel, and we do everything from home improvement to electronic projects to working on vehicles to repairing vehicles to designing new things, updating old things, and making improvements on items that we have around the house or in our pockets. Speaking of which, one of the things that I'm going to be showing you today is a project that we did. Actually, a gift that I received of a pocket knife. Now, growing up as I did, I'm 47 years old, and I've literally had a knife in my pocket my entire life. Pocket knives are just a way of life where I grew up. And, that's really one of the first gifts you get is a pocket knife, a small one, of course. But I've literally had one in my pocket my entire life. And I received a gift, and you'll see the picture of that on the screen. I received a gift of a number 8 pocket knife from Opinel, and I do apologize for my pronunciation. It's a French word, it's a French company, and I just barely can't speak English, so I do apologize for that. At any rate, it's a very good knife, and I was impressed with it. It's simple, straightforward design, locking collar, oak handle, very nice knife, good steel blade, very sharp. But I did have a problem with, and this is a minor thing really, but it has a lot to do with comfort for me. I had a little bit of a problem with the sharp edges on the back of the knife handle. Now, a wooden handle knife will wear down as time goes on, and that's actually what makes them, kind of custom to you. They wear how you use them, and so this knife handle would wear down as time went on. However, I'm a little bit impatient, and I just didn't like the way the handle felt. So one of the first things I wanted to do was reshape the butt of the handle. Then I also wanted to add a little bit of texture to the handle. An oak handle has nice texture, but I wanted a little more grip than what I had. And of course, then there is the part of me that just couldn't leave well enough alone. So what I wound up with is this item right here, and you'll notice that it is the number 8 knife with the oak handle. And I do apologize, the blade's just a little bit dirty because I do use it. And again, very sharp blade, very nice knife. I was very impressed with it. The locking collar is just laughably simple and works great. Knife's locked. You slide that back, you shut the knife, and now it's locked, it won't open. It's a very straightforward design that I really, really like. At any rate, I wasn't, as I said, just real happy with the handle. So I felt like I needed to do a little bit of different design on this. So I took my laser, which I have an Epilog Mini 30 watt 18 by 12 inch bed laser, and I did basically a checker design. And I don't know if you can see that. Let me get close up here to it. There it goes. It focused finally. And this is actually a very complex checker design that I did on the laser, and it gives a really nice grip to the knife. Now you'll notice there along the spine of the handle that there's no design, and I did that on purpose. The knife was laid flat, and I did not want, right along the back there, I didn't want a lot of checkering, and I didn't want a lot of checkering here along where the handle goes in, where the knife blade goes into the handle. You'll also notice here on the back, the corners there are a lot softer than they are in the picture of the original knife. And again, I did that on purpose. Those were sanded down before I did the laser checkering, and this is kind of what we came up with. It gives a real good grip, and over time that will tone down a little bit. One of the things that we did after we did the laser checkering was I did an oil finish on this. And the oil finish takes a little time to settle down. It's still just a little bit tacky. I'm not extremely pleased with that yet, but time will calm that down. At any rate, it turned out really nicely, and I'm very pleased with it. It made this really, really good knife even better. And I love the blade, I love the handle, I love everything about the knife, and I'm extremely pleased with this now rounded off back. It's much more comfortable to hold in my hand. It's not as apt to wear a blister on my hand either. So I do appreciate you joining us today. And again, this is just an introduction, kind of a few of the things that we're going to be doing. I'll show a couple of pictures here of some items that we're going to be working on. We have a 1996 Ford Ranger that was designed and rebuilt as a pre-runner by the Speed Channel Rides of Honor, and we picked that up a couple of years ago, and we're doing a couple of modifications to that truck. I have a 1978 Ford half-ton sitting here beside the house, and I literally grew up in that truck. That was my father's truck, and I'll be doing some body work and a little bit of engine work on it. A couple of other little projects around, electronic projects we've got. You know, the ever popular Raspberry Pi, of course, that we have laying around, a couple of those, and projects that we're working on with those. You know, little simple projects like this. This is a reclaimed computer heatsink. Very nice little heatsink, nothing fancy about it. A little 10-watt LED laser or a little LED module that we have fastened to it, and also adhered it with thermal transfer epoxy. And so, you know, a nice little light that can be used, and we'll be doing projects such as that. Again, I did mention that I've got a laser, an Epilog laser here that I have access to, and that is used a lot of times for projects. I do a lot of project boxes, and if you look on our blog at sparksandchips.com, you'll see some project boxes. My smoke filter, I built a project box for it. My desktop power supply, I've built a box for it. And I'm also going to be doing a 30 amp 12 volt power supply for items here on my desk, and I'll be doing the project box for it. Some other projects that we'll be working on will use laser cut boxes, and just be aware that I have the access to that. Not everybody does. Some people have access to much larger ones. A lot of maker spaces have much better laser cutters than I do. And so if you're around where you can get to a maker space, I highly encourage you to go and learn to use some of the equipment there, because it's a skill that's just out of this world. Again, I appreciate you joining us today, and stay tuned, because we're going to have a lot of things we're going to be going over, a lot of projects we're going to be going over, and we hope to share those with you in the near future. Thank you for joining us.